Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now today I'm going to show some of the most recent CD pickups that I've acquired over the past month or so, all because I've got a new CD storage rack system where I can now store CDs away. I stopped buying CDs because I had nowhere to put them and they were lying everywhere. But I invested in a storage unit, so I've been getting back into them, and about a month ago I did a video on some albums I have on vinyl but I would actually like on CD. Now I've managed to get five, I think it's about 5 of them of the 10 I showed, and we'll start off with them. And the first one up, and I thought this might have been expensive, but it wasn't. All these CDs are really cheap, apart from a little box set at the end which was expensive, but it was me treating myself. But the first one up is Kate Bush, 50 Words for Snow, and I said then it was in a hardback book, and it actually was right, so I'm glad to have finally picked that one up. Also, I said in the video I was going to order this that day, and I did, and it's Paul Simon's 7 Psalms. Now, I also said that I hope that the songs are split into 7 tracks, and it says here that they are, but they're not. It's actually one full track, so I'm going to have to use one of the programs on the computer to split them, because I actually do like this quite a bit now. I've played this a few times since I got it, and you know, the first listen on vinyl I thought it's not very accessible, but it really has grown on me. So 7 Psalms. Next up, I thought this was going to be expensive, and it wasn't. It was about $2.50, and it's Who, the last Who album. It's an okay album, it's not brilliant, but it completes the collection, so I'm glad they've got it. And then one a lot of people commented on was Queen, Live Killers. Now this I don't think is the remaster, but to me it sounds fine, and I'm really pleased to get this. Now this was a little bit more expensive, this was about £7. Now you compare that to a double album on vinyl, it's still absolutely nothing, and great to have it. And because the seller, which is Music Magpie, get them all off Music Magpie, I had this going for about £3, and this is Queen, A Night at the Odeon, and this is a live concert from December 1975. You know, this is a period I really like of Queen. I thought, why not? And it is very good. I mentioned in that video that I thought I actually had this, but I hadn't, and it's The Primitives. I do now. Lovely. Their debut album, and this is such a great album from 1988, and I've been playing this quite a few times. But there's one Primitives album I never had, and it's only ever been released on CD, and it is Echoes and Rhymes. Now this did cost me the actual price of CD, which I think was about £14, but I now have the full discography. And the thing about this album is all cover versions, but a really good sort of songs you'd never heard of. So they're things like Panic, I'm not even too sure who's that by. Moving on over, these songs I'd never heard before from, I think some of them are well established artists, but you know, they're obscure tracks, so really good to get it. And they've released one album since that, Spinorama, which I bought at the time, so good to get Echoes and Rhymes. Okay, some other ones, a lot of collection fillers here. Lloyd Cole and the Commotions, very cheap, and this is the best of, and this is 1984 to 1989, and it's just all singles and a few other tracks. The Clash, From Here to Eternity, and this is a live album. It's very good. I had it in MP3, but MP3 is not the same as the CD, so good to get. The Best of the Beat, Beat This, and this is my first Beat CD. I have 3 of the albums plus the greatest hits on vinyl, but this is just a good comp. I'm glad to get it. Joe Jackson, Laughter and Lust, and I never had this on vinyl. I only have it now on CD, and this is from around 1989, and you can tell because it has that sort of production, but it's not bad. Got a weird cover of Fleetwood Mac's Oh Well on it, but still decent enough album. I think this was very critically acclaimed. Pulp and Hits, and I do have a few Pulp CDs of different class, His and Hers, This Is Hardcore, one of those very early comps, I think it's called Razzmatazz or something like that there, or Countdown, something like that. But this here is, this will get me back into Pulp. I'll put this in the car. Common People, what a track. This one here is Donna Summer, and this is her debut album, and it's Lady of the Night. Now this is not a disco album, this is actually like a glam rock type album, a very pop glam sound to it, and this is really, really good. And this is before the Georgia Marauder. So Lady of the Night and Born to Die are two absolutely fantastic songs, and then Georgia Marauder got a hold of her for Love to Love You Baby, and she had a huge success, but it's a really, really good debut. This I do have in vinyl, and it's Stiff Little Fingers, All the Best, and it's a double CD, double vinyl as well. And the reason I want this is to have on CD the single version of Gotta Get Away and the single version of Suspect Device, although it's also on the CD reissue of Inflammable Material, but Gotta Get Away isn't. And although I prefer the LP version, it's nice to have a clean copy of Gotta Get Away. Everly Brothers and Roots. It's an Everly Brothers album I've never had. This cost a little bit more, it was about £8, but still good to get, and I haven't played it yet, so this is one that will also go in the car. And before I showed two box sets, I went all pop with an Imagination album, and this is the very best of Imagination, which is sleazy nightclub music, but I think it is great with things like Flashback, Just an Illusion, Changes, In and Out of Love, Body Talk of course, Music and Lights. So I think Lee Jones was the lead singer of Imagination. I hated them at the time, but I actually do like those singles now. I have a couple of their vinyl albums. Okay, two CD box sets by the same group, and this is, they're both by Abba by the way. Now this is the Hits box. Now this is, it cost me about £4.50, and the original price was £14.99, and it's 3 CDs, and this was when Abba were at their lowest ebb. It was the late 80s, and you couldn't give Abba records away, so you've got 3 albums of hits, hits 2 and hits 3, and it really covers more or less everything, but it's on the Pickwick label. So as I say, they were not the most popular group in the 80s for some reason. You know, their popularity just sunk, and well, it was actually Gold in 1992 that brought them back, and then that dreadful Mamma Mia film and soundtrack and so forth that exploded them. Now this next one did cost money, and this is a CD single box set by Abba, and okay, it wasn't overly expensive, but I really fancied it. So we'll quickly go through all the CD singles. I'll show a couple of them. You get a very minor booklet just listing everything on it, as well as, so we have People Need Love, Ring Ring, Waterloo, same back cover, Honey Honey, So Long, I Do ×5, SOS, Mamma Mia, Fernando, my favourite Abba single, Dancing Queen, the most successful Abba single, Money Money Money, Knowing Me, Knowing You, Aha, The Name of the Game, Take a Chance on Me, Eagle, Summer Night City, Chiquitita, Does Your Mother Know, Angel Eyes and Voulez-Vous. Gimme Gimme Gimme. I Have a Dream. The Winner Takes It All. Super Trooper. One of Us. Head Over Heels. The Day Before You Came. And lastly, Under Attack. Now I got that off eBay. A seller was asking at 70 quid for it, and I thought I'll put in a bid for 60, and he accepted it, so 60 quid I got, and so I'm pleased to get that. Always fancied it but never pulled the trigger. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.